Hello again. Do you have minor children? Do you want to make sure that the assets that you accumulated during your life are protected for them? Then the best way to do that is to create a trust to make sure that their interests are protected as beneficiaries. Hi, my name is attorney Anthony Spratley. I'm the owner and founder of Genus Law Group in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we practice family and estate planning law. Now, some of you may be considering drafting a will, maybe not drafting a will at all, and just leaving it up to the forces of state law to distribute your assets upon your death. Some of you may decide that, hey, I want to get a trust. I listened to that Spratley guy and he talked about getting trust. Let me tell you why, if you have minor children, it's better to have a trust, right? Because there's more things that you can do in that trust to protect the assets, right? The property that you acquired during your lifetime to be able to be enjoyed by beneficiaries after your death. An important thing is when a child is under the age of 18, they're not an adult, and you pass away intestate or without a will, what happens? Well, the powers of the state, right, kick in, and when you have minor children who are beneficiaries, and let's say if they're 5 or 6 or under the age of 18, there has to be a guardian appointed to take care of the property of that child. And usually that guardian is someone that's appointed by the court. It could be a stranger that is in charge of those assets for your beneficiaries. So you wouldn't know who that person is. And that person has the assets that you accumulated during your life in your hands for the benefit of your children until they turn 18. Now, let's talk about the age of 18. So by state law, the duties of that special master, that guardian that's in charge of those assets, they have to turn that property over to that adult, that child who was once a minor, who is now adult. That property has to be turned over to them at the age of 18. And so what if it's a large sum of money? What if it's a big house? What if it's your favorite sports car? Whatever the asset is that gets turned over to that young adult, was to prevent them from taking those newly acquired assets and squandering it, right? And with the will, if you don't die with the will, if it goes through intestate law, you can't have provisions that will prohibit a child from doing that. In the trust, you can have some very specific provisions in the trust that would prevent a new beneficiary who turned the age of 18 from collecting on any assets that are part of the trust. And you can set up benchmarks, age benchmarks. So instead of them getting a portion at the age of 18, maybe they can get it at the age of 24, and then incrementally after that. And so there's some benefits for getting a trust, especially when you have minor children. Obviously, when those minor children get older, then you would probably want to perhaps rearrange or maybe create a different trust. But there are some benefits for minor children for having a trust that gives you control while you're alive on how they will spend that money upon your death. If you want more information about estate planning, go to our website, and you can also check out more information at our Protect Your Success podcast on Apple Podcasts. All right, folks, if you know of anyone that you think could benefit from this video, share it with them, please. Otherwise, I'm signing off, and I'll talk to you next time.